guys, so today I'm here with Nathan Hart here at Walnut Ridge Family RV Sales. So Nathan, thanks for doing this today with us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for spending so much time with us and learning a little bit about our company.
Yeah. So just wanted to kind of know, you have the organization here. You have the campground that's adjacent as well.
Yes.
And then you also have 2 RV dealerships in Louisiana.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started and
Yeah, well, I mean, in Louisiana, it's under a different name. It's Primo RV. It's actually Primeaux because it's, we're down in Lafayette and Alexandria, and down there we actually have a couple other owners. So my brother is co-owner here with me at Walnut Ridge, and then in Louisiana we have another partner, Tony Staub, who owns Rich & Sons in Nebraska, and then our general manager, I've been a partner with us for the last couple years, Larry Bess. But we got started here as a family operation in 1996. It's actually our 25th anniversary this year, actually this month. And
congratulations.
Well, thank you. It's hard to believe it's been 25 years, but before that we started the campground in 92. My parents did while my brother and I were still at home, and that's kind of how we got into the RV industry and where it all began, and our love for the industry really started way back then. Great.
Awesome. Do you find any regional differences between here and Louisiana? Obviously you have more roots here, but what are some of the differences?
Yeah, I mean, overall they're very similar. In the northern states, obviously we have more seasonality because of the weather, but the same type of RVs sell down south as they do up here in Indiana, and the same needs are basically the same. Down there in the southern states, people get to camp. In November they're doing gumbos and things like that out by the fire. Here we have our campers put away. So yeah, there are some differences, but there's still a lot of similarities. And we spend a lot of time down there, so it's like our second home.
Oh, how often are you down there?
Once every 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, all right. So here, tell me about the types of units that you sell. What's your specialty here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're mainly a towable dealer, and what I mean by that is travel trailers and fifth wheels. We've been the #1 fifth wheel dealer in Indiana for 19 years, so that's kind of a specialty of ours. We sell a lot of travel trailers, and we do sell some motorhomes, Class C's and a few Class A gas. But the majority of our business, vast majority of our business, is going to be in the towable side.
You're also a board member of RVDA, and you serve as the second chairman?
Yes, that's correct.
So how did you get involved in RVDA, and what does it mean to your organization?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first time I had any involvement with RVDA was in '98, and it was the first convention I ever went to. And what I learned there was I didn't really know a lot about the RV business, and I needed to really pay attention to those classes and learn from the speakers and meet new people, and that's what I did. And over the years, some of my best friends today I met at RVDA, and some of the manufacturers or suppliers or vendors that we use I met at RVDA. So it was really important. I think it's important for dealers to attend RVDA because not just of what you learn, but the connections that are created during that time. So, moved forward a few more years, and they asked me to be a delegate. So I did that, and we went to delegate meetings, and then a good friend of mine, Chris Andro, who's the current chairman of RVDA, asked me to join the board. And so I did, and in that involvement, you see all the things they really do for dealers that sometimes people don't understand. And so when they asked me to move up and do some other roles for them, at first I thought, I don't know if I want to do this because we're busy, there's a lot of stuff going on. But then I also reflected back and knew what it meant to me and how it affected our dealership. And hopefully I get to do the same thing for another dealership or maybe somebody that's new to the industry. And during the pandemic, we saw how important RVDA was. We were able to keep RV dealerships open across the country because we were classified as an essential business, where a lot of industries didn't have that luxury of being able to do that. And a lot of that came from RVDA. And a lot of people don't understand that, but all the working that our members did, and of course the staff at RVDA. So there's a lot of good things that happened. So it means a lot to us as a dealership, and it means a lot to dealerships all over the country, really.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm new to the industry in general, so that's helpful for me as well.
Yeah.
So after the digital-only RVDA Dealer Congress, the association announced that they're going to be going live again in person in November. What can dealers expect in 2021?
Yeah, well, we're all going to be happy to be back, that's for sure. One of the most important things of RVDA, like I was stating earlier, is really the connections that we make. So I think we all miss each other. You don't get that in a virtual setting. And I think we're all tired of virtual. I'm sure you are.
Right.
I know I am. And we just want to see people. We want to be around people. But, outside of that, we have, a really, really good slate of speakers and education tracks, whether it's GM or, of course, fixed ops is really important in marketing. So there's a lot of good stuff there. And I was just looking at some videos today. I am the convention chair. So we've been going through stuff. We have our keynote speaker picked out, long list of vendors, a lot of new people. And then also there's a lot of new things. I mean, we have new regulations that are coming with the new administration. There's going to be new tax changes. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to be able to learn about as a dealer body to know how to move forward in the future and prepare for all these new customers that are coming into our industry. And it's a great time to just get away from your dealership, just focus on that, and it really, it truly is something that helps everybody that attends.
I think getting the key part right, getting back to being around people again.
Yes.
And celebrating your industry, right, with people that have gone through the same struggles as you, and really have some fun.
Yes, I mean, and that's what it's about. I mean, there's a lot of industries probably similar to the RV industry, but it's special because we have so many friends across the country, so many other dealers, so many of our partners, whether it's manufacturers or suppliers or just regular vendors, that they're just not people that we do business with, but they're our friends, right? And so we miss them, and hopefully they miss us as much. So yeah, it'll be a great time. It'll be something that everybody, I'm sure, is looking forward to. And so far through the surveys we've had, the attendance should be absolutely fantastic. So we're looking forward to it for sure.
Awesome! Yay! Hopefully I'll be there.
Yeah.
So with today's what do you think? With today's consumers, what do you think that they want more of that they did in the past?
Well, there's a couple of different ways to answer that. You might be expecting what I'm going to say about a feature on an RV. What we're seeing is that people, they want to disconnect. We learned a lot in the pandemic. I did too. I sat around the kitchen table with my kids and my family and played cards. I didn't do that before. We ate at home and we enjoyed each other. We watched movies together. We spent time outside. And I think people want that. I think they want connection. They want to reconnect with their family, with nature. They want to, forget about the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week news cycle, and just enjoy themselves. That's what they're doing with an RV. Yeah, they're buying a camper, or it has a slide out or bunks, but that's not really what they're buying. They're buying access to the lifestyle and the things that the experience that they desire, whether it's fishing or hiking or biking or just relaxing and doing nothing. You can do that with a camper. You can do all those things, and you get to do it safely. You get to do it with your family and friends, because we're seeing a lot of that, where a lot of people are coming in because their neighbor bought an RV, and now they feel left out and they want to go with them. So that's what we're probably seeing the most of is that desire. When we sit down and do an interview with the customer to find out what they're looking for, that's what they're looking for. Are those types of things.
It's interesting because I did the other route where I'm full-time, I'm living in an RV, so I need features and all those things, but you're right, it's more than that. You want to connect, and that's...
Yeah, and there's certain features they want, right?
Right.
I mean, people want smart TVs and Wi-Fi and solar panels and all this stuff. All that is coming on board. The industry is doing a great job of staying out in front of that and making sure that the technologies and the coaches, you'll definitely see that when you walk in a coach from something that was 4 or 5 years old. Also lightweight. That's something that's big right now, because a lot of people, they didn't buy their vehicle that they currently have to pull a camper. They decided later that they wanted to buy a camper. So, we're having to fit, their towing needs and take that into consideration when they're buying something. So sometimes, they don't know what they can tow, so we teach them about that. So, but we're seeing that lightweight, easy to tow, first-time buyers are very much prevalent in this industry right now.
It's great. Good to see more people out there and actually, getting to spend time with their families and, like you said, disconnecting. So
Yes.
it's good. So Walnut Ridge has earned RVBusiness Top 50 Dealer Awards. Do you use that part of your marketing strategy, internally, externally? How do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get the award last year because it was canceled.
Right.
They're going to be bringing that back for 2021, so we're excited about that at the convention, right?
Right.
So that will be great. Yeah, we definitely use it. We use it in our marketing. We have signs here in our showroom that you'll see. We use it on our website, and obviously anything that has our logo or something on it, we put the Top 50 award on there too. It means a lot to us. Hopefully we'll be nominated again for the award in 2021, and we'd love to participate in an application. So
Great.
Yeah, it is important, and it means a ton to our staff to be recognized for a top 50 dealer in North America. It's quite an honor.
Well, a lot of hard work was put into it, right?
Certainly.
It's good to be recognized.
Certainly. Yes.
Yeah, great. So can you tell us a little bit on your thoughts and expectations for the industry and for your organization for 2021 and beyond?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's 2021. It's going to be pretty good. Things are going well. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of a inventory shortage at times, due to the fact the factories were shut down and supply chain issues and things like that. But, dealers are doing well. We're doing extremely well. And, we really believe that the industry is going to do well for quite a few years. I mean, there's outside influences that can change that. But as far as the demographics that are coming into our industry, if we continue to take care of our customers the right way, I think that will only grow. So our 3 to 5 year outlook is very positive for ourselves and then also the overall industry. But 2021 is going to be a great year. It started off great, and dealers are doing well. Hopefully manufacturers are doing the same thing. And eventually, the supply chain will get corrected, and we'll be able to get the units that we need.
Well, it's good to have positive outlook, right? There's challenges, but it's also been a great year for this industry as a whole. But
Certainly.
It's good to move forward, right?
Yes, I mean, the challenges that we were dealing with a year ago were quite different than the challenges we're dealing with now.
Right.
We like these challenges. Those we couldn't control, and they weren't very fun.
Yeah. So I'm full-timer, as I mentioned. How do you instruct your buyers, like if I were buying from you, how would you instruct me to find service when I'm out on the road traveling?
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of our buyers, we tell them to just contact us, and then we'll try to help them with that because, it can be difficult to find that, and especially with the dealers that are so busy right now, so to get in for service. But it's important as an industry that we take care of those customers that are on the road because most people are not using their RVs in their backyard.
Right.
So if it's if your air conditioner quits and you're in Florida and you bought a unit from Indiana, we need to help you be able to get service
Right away, because it'd be pretty hot.
Yeah, certainly. And so you being a full timer, I mean, you're going to be driving around the country, so you got to be able to find service. So the first thing that we do is say, hey, look, if there's somebody close by and you already know it, go there and see if you can get service done. If not, and you're having problems, contact us. We're going to go through the roster and we'll try to get you set up.
That's great. I mean, going above and beyond knowing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know my dealership did a great job of, telling me the same thing, and obviously, hopefully, my connections here will help me along the road. But but we'll see. It's great that you help your customers out that way.
That's important. We got to keep them on the road. I mean, people don't buy RVs to, have them, not working properly or setting a service. We want to turn that around and get them back out as quickly as possible.
Right. So the industry focus on RECT. And efforts to reduce time in RVs away, like you mentioned, from the people that actually want to be using it for repair work. Has this focus helped your dealership? And is there more work that could be done?
It's certainly helped our dealership. I think it's helped our whole industry because this isn't just a dealer issue. This is a dealer vendor manufacturing opportunity, I guess. I shouldn't call it an issue. I should call it an opportunity and it's neat to see everybody working together because we have the computer programs or the DMS systems, dealer management software systems that they've all come up with this report so we can run these. We can start looking at them and tracking them. The manufacturers are making efforts to be able to expedite, parts that are used quite often. And then we look at those reports all the time to see where we are according to national average, make sure we're well below, and then focus on what we can do better. So I think as we continue to benchmark this out, we're going to see a really nice improvement. Now, 2020 was difficult because the part shortages. So nobody could do anything about that, and it was difficult to get some of that. And we're still dealing with some of that now, but we are seeing improvement. And I think if we got to stay focused on this, though. I mean, we're having success now as an industry, but we've got to make sure we're taking care of our customers. You've got to make sure that we can get the parts we need to get these things taken care of right away. And sometimes it's minor stuff. We just gotta turn it quick. So our focus is on that. We talk about it. Each one of our advisors, they know we're focused on how do we get it in and back out as quickly as possible. And quite honestly, I mean, before we talked about it, but we weren't focused on it. And so these efforts of RVDA and RVIA and everyone pushing this is certainly going to help our industry in the long run.
Well, it sounds great. Lots of work, like you said. It's all in progress, but it sounds promising, right?
Yeah, certainly.
OEMs announced the return of the Alcar RV open house this September after last year was canceled. Do you plan on attending?
Certainly. We're 100% in. I already got my hotels booked.
Oh.
So, again, it goes back to RVDA, the same thing. I mean, it's important for us to have relationships with our manufacturers. It's important for us to know the new models that are coming out and kind of create a plan, especially with the inventory situation. I mean, it's no longer, you can't call up your manufacturer and say, hey, get me another one of these. You got to have a plan. And, especially with the amount of stores we have and the things we do, we've really got to work with people to understand what our forecasting is and be proactive instead of reactive. So we're definitely going to be there. And again, it's time for us to reconnect. I mean, some of our reps we haven't seen in a while, they're starting to get back out. So we're looking forward to it for sure. And, it gives you an opportunity to see new products, see what's new in the industry, check out some competitors. But I think everybody in the industry is going to be pretty excited about that event.
So is there anything else that you would like to share? Went through a wide range, and then we'll talk again about the campground side of things. But, really wanting to, if there's anything else that you'd like to share with the audience and...
I mean, not really. Thank you for coming down.
Yeah.
Thank you, RVBusiness, for doing this. Good luck on your new adventure with full-time RVing. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it and like it. We're just thankful to be in the industry. This is something that, like I said, I've been doing for 25 years. I love the industry. I love where we were and where we're at today. We're maturing. There's a lot of professional stores out there. There's still work to be done. There's still things that we need to focus on. We got to focus on our first-time owners and buyers. We need to focus on making sure that the customer experience is what they expect. And as long as we're doing that, as long as we move forward in that, we'll do well as an industry. And that takes manufacturers, dealers, suppliers. It takes all of us. And hopefully we can continue to see the popularity of RVs. And it's kind of fun when you go to different things and people say, what do you do? And you say you're in RVs, and everybody joins around. They're like, tell me about that. I want to do that. And we didn't always get that. And people are always interested, but now it seems like there's enthusiasm about it. Because again, it goes back to what people are desiring and looking for. So I think that our industry is going to do well, and it's a fun industry to be in.